Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports. You're watching NFL Daily, and today's show is brought to you by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. I have a question for you. Will Russell Wilson get a contract extension by midnight tonight? Better question for you. Does Russell Wilson deserve to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL? He thinks so. He wants guaranteed money, and him and his agent are currently negotiating a deal. Here's the thing. Since Wilson was drafted in 2012, the Seahawks have had 125 regular season and postseason games. Russell Wilson has played in all of them. Sources say that the contract, if Wilson gets it, would likely include devices to adjust future years of the deal based on how high the cap goes up year to year, or based on new revenue streams, such as gambling revenue, for example, or a television contract that explodes. If it is not done, it means the Seahawks have determined Russell Wilson isn't worth setting such a precedent. I love Russell Wilson. I think he's a very talented quarterback, and yet we see debates whether or not Russell Wilson deserves to make this much money. Heck, we've been having debates here in the office of Chat Sports, and just because a quarterback wants to be paid the highest, does it actually deserve it? Which is why now I'm going to ask you this question. Who is the best quarterback in the NFL? So if you're watching this on Facebook, if you're watching this on YouTube, I want you to comment below. Or if you want to be an overachiever, tweet at me, at MitchellRenz365, who the best quarterback is in the NFL. Now, money talks. So who's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL per year? It's Aaron Rodgers. Next up, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy G, and Matthew Stafford. But per year is one part of this equation. You also need to look at percentage of the cap. Why? Because Russell Wilson, his contract could change based on percentage of the cap because it's going to continue to go up each year. Now, Aaron Rodgers, 18.70% of the Packers cap hit. Then Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford on the list, Derek Carr, 16.10, and then Andrew Luck of the Colts, 15.84. But wait, there is another part of the equation considering contracts. It's that guaranteed money. In the NFL, players get hurt, and players want guaranteed money. When you see Russell Wilson, 125 games since he's been drafted, he's played in 125. That's impressive. Now, Matt Ryan got $100 million guaranteed. Must be nice. Aaron Rodgers, 98.7. Matthew Stafford at 92. Andrew Luck at 87. And Kirk Cousins got that 3-year, $84 million head-scratcher, in my opinion. Now, those were 7 quarterbacks, okay? You saw 7 quarterbacks in those last 3 graphics. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, should Russell Wilson be paid more than those quarterbacks? I'm going to show you the deals, when they sign those deals, and also there's an interesting stat about all 7 one of those quarterbacks that may find interesting. Also, make sure you guys subscribe, youtube.com/chatsportstv, the #1 channel on YouTube for all NFL content. Let's go to the top player on this list here. It's Aaron Rodgers. So he got his deal August 29th, 2018. That deal, 4 years, $134 million. Interesting stat nugget. Did the Packers make the playoffs this past year? No, they did not. And I don't want to put all the blame on Rodgers. He was a little bit unhealthy. 4,442 yards, 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers was good. He wasn't, I think, what we expect from Rodgers. Now, I'm going to compare Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers' career stats. Their quarterback ratings, you're looking at the 2 best quarterback ratings in NFL history. Passing yards, advantage Rodgers. Touchdown interceptions, Rodgers has more touchdowns, better touchdown-interception ratio. In fact, the best touchdown-interception ratio in NFL history. Win-losses, they matter. MVPs, they matter. Aaron Rodgers has the edge over Russell Wilson, which is why this is going to be an interesting debate. But again, when you're looking at quarterbacks, also postseason matters. Yards, advantage Rodgers. Touchdowns, interception ratio, advantage Rodgers. Win-loss record, Rodgers. Super Bowl record, Wilson has 1, Rodgers has 1, but Rodgers is undefeated. And then Super Bowl MVPs, Aaron Rodgers has 1. The year Russell Wilson won, Bobby Wagner was the Super Bowl MVP. So guess what I'm going to ask you? You got it. Who's the better quarterback? Want you to type W for Wilson or type R for Rodgers? It's a tough decision. You can base it on how many games they're going to win. You can base it on overall just talent. But who's the better quarterback, Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers? I want to know in the comments section. I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, BetDSI, the #1 sportsbook on the internet. Use our promo code LIVE120 for 120% deposit bonus. Chatsports.com/bet. Do you like free money? I'm sure you do. Do you like betting on the NFL? you should. Use our promo code LIVE120 for 120% deposit bonus. So if you put down $50, you'll get $60 for free. Make sure you guys use it, or else, guess what? I'm going to be pretty upset with you. All right, let's go now to the next player here, Matt Ryan. Should Russell Wilson be paid more than Matt Ryan? He got his deal May 3rd, 2018. That deal, 5 years, $150 million. Did the Falcons make the playoffs in 2018? Guess what? No, they did not. Now he's into now his 11th year, and he's a 2008 first-round pick. Now, when I look at Matt Ryan, you look at the completion percentage from 2018, 35 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Now, let's look at the career stats for Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson. Quarterback rating advantage is Wilson. MVPs, Ryan has one. Now, the touchdown-interception ratio, Russell Wilson does have a better one. And sure, yards, it's advantage Matt Ryan. But again, I want you to look at the postseason numbers because what Russell Wilson has done in the regular season and in postseason is what's important. Touchdown-interception ratio, it's close. The win-loss record, advantage Russell. Super Bowl MVPs, neither of them have one, but the Super Bowl record, Russell has one, Matt Ryan has 0. And we're talking about players, we're talking about quarterbacks, we're going to look at those Super Bowls. There's no doubt about it. So who's the better quarterback? Russell Wilson or Matt Ryan? I want you to type RW for Russell Wilson, or I want you to type MR for Mitchell Renz. No, I'm kidding. Type MR for Matt Ryan. Put it in the comments section. If you want to know who I think's better, my Twitter handle and IG's down there, at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's go to some purple on screen, shall we? Should Russell Wilson be paid more than Kirk Cousins? He got his deal March 15th, 2018. A deal, 3 years, $84 million, all of which is fully guaranteed. Did the Vikings make the playoffs in 2018? Simple answer, no. Kirk Cousins in 2018, I think when you look at the amount of money that they paid him, sure, statistically, he was okay. 4,298 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He also has Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, Kyle Rudolph, and a pretty solid running back core. And they still did not make the playoffs. So let's roll in to some career stats between Russell Wilson and Kirk Cousins. The glaring number on this screen to me is win-loss record. If Kirk Cousins is getting $84 million guaranteed and has a losing record as a starting quarterback, maybe the NFL needs to do something different going forward. I love Russell, but maybe you might see a contract projection based off of the money that Kirk Cousins got. Next player on my list, Jimmy G. Should Russell Wilson be paid more than Jimmy Garoppolo? His deal, February 9th, 2018. That deal, 5 years, $137.5 million. Did the 49ers make the playoffs in 2018? No, they did not. Now, he did get injured. Now, when you think about the fact that a quarterback getting 5 years, $137.5 million, and here are his career stats. Like, that's not season stats. That's career stats. 8-2, sure, that's great. But he's had 17 touchdowns his entire career, 2,968 yards his entire career. I'm kind of scratching my head. I understand that Jimmy Garoppolo's got high upside, but when I'm looking at Russell Wilson's career and then I'm looking at Jimmy G's, it doesn't even compare to me. But who's the better quarterback right now? Okay, I don't care about injury history. I don't care about the past. I want to know right now, you're starting a team. Do you want Jimmy G calling hike, or do you want Russell Wilson calling hike? So type 3 for Wilson or type 10 for Jimmy G. Sound good? Let's keep it rolling. Should Russell Wilson be paid more than Matthew Stafford? I'll make this easier for you. Yes, he should. He got his deal August 28th, 2017. That deal, 5 years, $135 million. Did the Lions make the playoffs in 2017? Of course they didn't. Now, Stafford, I rip on him a lot. And I think he's dealt with a lot inside the Lions organization. It's a rough organization, I'm sorry. 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions this past year. But let's now look at his entire sample size. Quarterback rating, advantage Wilson. Completion percentage, Wilson. Passing yards, Stafford. Touchdown to interception ratio leans in favor of Wilson, but Matthew does have more touchdowns. Now the win-loss record, 66-75. Y'all know that I'm not a big Matthew Stafford believer, so maybe Matthew edges out Russell in the postseason, right? No. Win-loss record is yet to win a single playoff game, has never been in a Super Bowl, obviously, and his record against Russell Wilson is 0-1. Does Russell Wilson deserve to make more money than Matthew Stafford? 100%. The next player on my list, Derek Carr, Raider Nation, close your ears. Deal date, June 22nd, 2017. That deal was 5 years, $125 million. Did the Raiders make the playoffs in 2017? No, they did not. One playoff appearance the last 16 years. I know, it stings. When you look at the career stats, hey, if Derek Carr is bringing in 5 years, $125 million, And if he's making that, when he signed that deal, it was a record-breaking deal. If these are the numbers that you can get away with, a 32-46 win-loss record instead of record-breaking deal, yeah, I think Russell Wilson 100% deserves to make more than Derek Carr. And if that's stung Raider Nation, I'm sorry, but make sure you guys subscribe to youtube.com/RaidersReport, the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube. Let's go to the last player that I featured out of all those 7 in my first few listicles, Andrew Luck. Should Russell Wilson be paid more than Luck? His signed his deal June 29, 2016. That deal was 6 years, $140 million. Did the Colts make the playoffs in 2016? You're connecting the dots. No, they did not. Maybe, just maybe, the NFL is a team-based sport and you shouldn't pay one player a ridiculous amount of money. Andrew Luck was great in 2018, 39 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. But when I look at Andrew Luck in his entire career, it's been a little shaky at times. Win-loss record is 53-33, a 60.8% completion percentage, 23,671 yards, 171 touchdowns, 83 interceptions. I will say this, though. When you put a good team around Andrew Luck is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And I wish that he'd be able to show it a little bit more often. Now, when his teams have been good, they've made the postseason, obviously. Now, he's 4-4 record in the postseason. Conference title record, 0-1. Sorry, against Tom Brady. Deflategate, and then Super Bowl record, 0-0. Now, he has struggled with touchdown to interception ratio a little bit, but Andrew Luck has done so much for his team. So I want to ask you this question, because I think this is a good one. Who's the better quarterback, type 1 for Wilson or type 2 for Andrew Luck? There's been 2 quarterbacks in this show where, for me, it's been a real debate. So I want you to type in the comments section if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. 1 for Russell Wilson, 2 for Andrew Luck. Who's the better quarterback? I want to give another shout out to BetDSI. Use it. Use our promo code LIVE120 for 120% deposit bonus. You want to bet on the NBA Finals? Go to BetDSI. You want to bet on the NFL Draft? Go to BetDSI. That link below, chatsports.com/bet. If you don't know how to do it, Mom, I'm looking at you. Slide in my DMs at Mitchell Renz 365. I will walk you through the process. Now, I showed you a whole bunch of deals. So I threw together 2 projection contracts that Russell Wilson can get. So here's the first one. The first deal that I think Russell Wilson could get, 5 years, total $177.5 million. 124 of that, guaranteed. Percentage of the cap hit, 18.68. Now, this would be a record-breaking contract. Considering what Russell has said, considering what his agent has said, I think this is something that you could consider Russell Wilson getting. So, let's just hypothetically say Russell Wilson gets this deal. How does it stack up against the other quarterbacks in the NFL? Well, he is now the new highest paid quarterback per year, making $35.5 million. And then Aaron Rodgers is 2 at 33.5, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy G. But how does it stack up in terms of percent of cap hit? He now is the top, 18.86%. Aaron Rodgers at 18.70, Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, Derek Carr. But Mitch, what about in terms of guaranteed money? This is the eye-opener. $124 million guaranteed would make him the highest paid quarterback per year in terms of guaranteed money. When you listen to Wilson, when you listen to his agent, this is what I think, personally, Russell Wilson will be looking for in terms of a contract. Make sure you guys subscribe, youtube.com/chatsportstv, the #1 channel on YouTube for all sorts of content around the NFL. Rumors, news, we're going to be doing a whole bunch of NFL draft. In fact, we're going to be live for the NFL draft, all 3 rounds of it. Make sure you guys come along for the ride. Now, I wanted to be an overachiever, so here's the second contract that I threw together that Russell Wilson could get. It's more based on the Kirk Cousins deal. 4 years, 134. All of it is guaranteed money. Now, why would the Seahawks do this one? Well, in the long run, it saves them a little bit of money. In terms of percent cap hit, it's a little bit less, but you're also paying somebody $134 million guaranteed. So in terms of per year, how does it stack up? Tied with Aaron Rodgers, $33.5 million. Mitch, how does it stack up in terms of percent of cap hit? It's actually second behind Aaron Rodgers. Now, when you see this, people will be like, well, Mitch, why would you possibly do this deal over the first one? It's the guaranteed money. Imagine signing a contract and them just handing you $134 million right away. That's the difference. Can guaranteed money pursue Russell Wilson to maybe take a potential cheaper contract in the long haul? I will say this, $134 million, that looks pretty good to me. So this entire show is based around, should Russell Wilson be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL? I want you to think about it. I want you to go through all the numbers that I threw at you. Think about it. Get at me at Mitchell Renz 365. Make sure you guys type Y for yes, type N for no. Should Russell Wilson be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL?